Okay, this is part 4. We've done our first 2 squares in white, or our light color, and then we added 1 square in a contrasting color, and now we're going to continue by adding a 4th square, or a second contrasting square. And we continue doing the same thing we've been doing. We're going to go across this row of chains at the top of this square here. So insert the hook under that chain, under the V of that chain across the end, or the bind off, I think that's what that is. It might have been the beginning chain of that square. I get turned around, but I digress. It's the thing that the V's that go across this edge of the square is what you go under, and you go until you have 6 loops on your hook. Okay. Now we're going to work up and do our entrelac up this edge here. Now there should be 5 that we're going to go into. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This next one, for me, it came out pretty big, but it doesn't matter. We're going to still work into it. We're going to block this project when we're finished. So that's the 7th. And when you block, the holes go closed and it stretches into shape. Okay, and we're going to work these off just the same way we've done. I'm going to go a little faster in these ensuing videos because we're doing the same thing. You shouldn't have to watch as closely. You've already gotten 4 squares made. Well, 3 squares. This will be the 4th. Go under the vertical bar and draw up a loop all the way across until you have 6 loops on your hook. Now we're going to do the join, or the entrelac, and go under the V on the next square. So we have 7 loops on our hook, and now we're going to work these off. Okay, and now we're going to do our 3rd row of this square, same way we've done the previous row. Draw up the loop in each vertical bar. So we'll have 6 loops on our hook. Going to join to this stitch on the side of our square. Do our entrelac, and then we're going to work them off by yarning over, draw through 2 across the row. And then we're going to do the 3rd row. Go into the vertical bar and draw up a loop in each across until we have 6 loops on the hook. Okay, and then we're going to do the entrelac by joining it into the next stitch on this next square. We yarn over and draw through 2 all the way across. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. We need 1 more row. And do the same thing again. I find this pattern goes very quickly for me. And you get this nice thick heavy fabric. And usually when you have something that has thick, tightly knitted or crocheted fabric, it takes a long time to do. This one moves pretty well. I know I've heard that men like this pattern because if they cover up while they're watching the football game, their toes don't stick through it like you do when like it does when they have a granny square blanket on them. Although little ones, like granny squares because they like to be able to put their toes and fingers through it. Okay, now we have 5 rows, so we're going to slip stitch, bind off this square. And then we're going to slip stitch into that first V that goes across this square. And so now we've finished our second square of our contrasting color. Now we have 4 squares. And we'll continue with the next square in the next video.